All right, this is the second video for chapter 10. This is about unbiased and biased samples. Remember this word sample? What that means is it's the small group of people from a population that actually take the survey. So we don't survey every person in that population, we just choose a small sample of them. You may recognize the words unbiased and biased from English class, so let's see how they relate to math. So here are our definitions. A biased sample is unfair. It's a sample chosen in a way that some members of the population are not going to be included. Now we know we can't survey everybody, but the biased sampling strategy actually eliminates people before they even have a chance to be included. An unbiased sample is fair. This is a sample chosen in a way that all members of the population have an equal chance of being included. So this is what we're looking for, something unbiased, something fair, to get a good sample of our population. So there are actually 4 sampling strategies we're going to talk about. 2 of them are biased, 2 of them are unbiased, and we want to stick with the unbiased ones if we conduct surveys ourselves. So let's start with our unbiased samples. Our first type of unbiased sample is a simple random sample. In the simple random sample, every member of the population has an equal possibility of being chosen. So some examples of this are picking a name from a hat. So let's say you would take every student in 7th grade and put their name in a hat, pick 10 names. That's very easy, it's very random. Everybody has that fair chance of being selected. Another way to do a simple random sample would be a random number generator. So we take every person from 7th grade and we assign them a number. And then we use a random number generator to pick numbers for us that choose people from our list. There are other ways to do a simple random sample, but just kind of think about every name, every person in the population being thrown into some type of a hat or a bucket and choosing from them, so nobody is left out. Our other type of unbiased sample is called a systematic random sample. A systematic random sample uses a rule to choose members of your sample. So this rule is predetermined before you walk in to the place where you're going to conduct your survey. So some examples of rules are every 5th person that walks into the school. Maybe every 3rd person alphabetically in a list of names. Every person wearing glasses. Every person whose name starts with R. You're choosing a rule before you look at your population, and you stick to that rule, and the rule chooses your sample. So these are both very good sampling strategies. They're called random in the title because random equates to being unbiased or fair. Now we have 2 types of strategies that we do not consider very fair. We consider them to be biased. Our first type of strategy that is biased is a convenience sample. A convenience sample is chosen for ease of the surveyor. So some examples of this, it's making it easy on you, all right? So if you want to survey students in your homeroom to try to get an idea of how all of 7th grade will answer a survey question, students in your homeroom will be easily accessible to you, and so that makes it a convenient sample. Another way would be if you're looking to survey people in the town of Schuylkill Haven and you just choose all houses from the same street. Another example of a convenient sample is if you want to know your favorite, the school's favorite sport, and you survey only people on your soccer team. Easy access for you to talk to these people, but you're not going to get a good, unbiased sample if you choose a convenient sampling strategy. Our final unfair or biased sampling strategy is a voluntary sample. A voluntary sample is when the sample actually volunteers to be surveyed, so they choose themselves. So this could be setting up a survey booth in the cafeteria or putting an online survey link on social media, and people choose to take the survey. They volunteer for it. This may sound like it's a really fair way to get survey results, but the reason that a voluntary sample is not a good strategy is because people that volunteer to take surveys typically feel strongly one way or another way um, about your topic. You tend to not take a survey about a topic you don't care about. So let's say I proposed a survey about school uniforms. If you feel very strongly that we should not have school uniforms, then you might want to take my survey because you want your voice to be heard. If I have a survey topic about new textbooks, well, you may not really feel very strongly about that survey, so you might not volunteer to take it. So typically with volunteer surveys, you get people who have very strong feelings and you miss the people in the middle. So that's why a voluntary voluntary sampling strategy is not fair. That's why it is biased. Okay? Study these 4 types of sampling strategies, and I believe you'll be able to answer all the questions in your note packet from our information. Refer back to these charts at any time to help you make those, to finish those questions.